Good morning, dear students. Today our subtopic is main documents used in formation of a joint stock company. After this, only one topic is left from this topic, that is formation of company. To form a joint stock company, we require so many documents like consent of the directors which we want to appoint for our company, many types of agreements, statutory declarations. So many documents are required, but these are the three main documents which we required for a joint stock company. Number one is memorandum of association, number two is articles of association, number three is prospectus. Other documents we will be discussing side by side when we will be doing formation of company, and they are simple. These are the three main documents which we need to understand. Memorandum of association is the principal document of a company, and no company can be registered without a memorandum of association, and that's why it is sometimes called a life-giving document for a company. Now, what is written in memorandum of association means what is the content of memorandum of association. There are main 6 things which are written in memorandum of association, and I would like to tell you that this memorandum of association is a document which is open to the public, means anyone, means we can also see any company's memorandum. Now, what is written? Number one is name clause. Whatever is written in memorandum is divided into 6 clauses. So first clause is name clause. So name clause basically contains the name of the company. Any company's name is written in name clause, but the proposed name should not be similar to the another existing company's name. So, and the name should be approved by the registrar of the company. Second clause is situation clause, or we call it also as registered office clause. Now, what is written in registered office clause? This clause contains the name of the state in which the registered office of the company is to be situated. So every company can have a registered office, and wherever it is written, wherever it is located, it is written here in registered office clause. One more thing I want to tell you here: the exact address of the registered office is not required at this stage, but it is a must be notified to the registrar within 30 days of the incorporation of the company. This clause is also known as situation clause or domicile clause. Means it is not compulsory that when you are applying to open a company you have to give the registered office exact address, but in 30 days when your company is registered, every document is okay, then you have to inform your registrar that this is the permanent address. Number 3, object clause. Now, what is object clause? This clause defines the objective with which the company is formed. A company is not legally entitled to do any business other than the specified in the objective clause. So the objective clause can also be divided into 2 sub clauses, that is main clause and other objectives. So in main clause you can write that any essential or incidental act which is needed to be achieved, the main objective is deemed to be valid, even if it is not. Means in objective clause you just need to learn that it is mentioned that our company, our organization is open for what reasons. Means what is the main objective of our organization, this should be written. You learn only this thing. Number 4 is liability clause. Now what is written in liability clause? It has mentioned the limits the liability of the members to the amount unpaid on the share held by them. Basically in liability clause it is written that how much liability of the members of the company is, and it is mentioned that the liability is limited to the unpaid amount of the shares only. Number 5 is capital clause. Capital clause, this clause specifies the maximum capital which the company will be authorized to raise through the issue of the shares, called authorized capital. Means it is not like that a company can issue any amount of shares, but a company can issue whatever is written here in capital clause. Means how much maximum capital a company can collect should be written in capital clause, and it should be checked and authorized by the registrar of the Companies Act. Number 6 is association clause. Association clause tells us about the signatories of memorandum of association. Basically, the directors of a company signs the memorandum of association and their names are written here. As you know that 7 members in case of public company and 2 person in case of a private company should be the signatories of the memorandum of association, and it should be mentioned here. Second main document is articles of association. Like you know that memorandum of association is open to the public, anyone can check, and it is a principal document. But articles of associations are the internal rules and regulations which are only can be seen by the internal board of directors or the employees, those are working in the organization. So the articles of association are the rules for the internal management of the affairs of a company. The articles defines the duties, rights and powers of the officers and the board of directors. Now what is mentioned in the articles? Number 1 is the amount of share capital and different classes of shares. Means in memorandum we have written this is the authorized capital, but here we have written different classes of the shares. Shares are of many types. This also you will learn slowly in another chapters. Second thing, rights of each class of shareholders. What are the rights of the shareholders? Procedure for making allotment of shares. When you are allotting shares to the shareholders, what will be the process? Procedure for issuing share certificates. If you are issuing the share certificates, how you are going to do that? Procedure for forfeiture and reissue of the forfeited share. Forfeited shares are the shares when you finish the existing shares and you return the money to the shareholders. Sometimes the shares are unsold and you want, and some money is given by the shareholders and you want to pay them back. That is forfeiture of the shares. Number 6 is rules regarding casting of votes and proxy voting. Means how to conduct the voting in the organization. Proxy means if someone else can take the name of the shareholder. Proxy like giving the attendance of someone else. Procedure for selection and removal of the directors. Dividend declaration, as I told you, dividend is the money which we receive. This is a return because we have invested in the company. In return we get dividend, share in the profit. So dividend declaration and payment related rules. Procedure for capital readjustments, procedure regarding winding up of the company. So all these things are written in the articles of association. These are the main things. Other things also can be written. Basically the internal rules and regulations are written in these documents. Another main and very important document is prospectus. This document is only required for a public company. Private company don't require this document. Why? Because public company is a company who issue the shares, and prospectus is the invitation to the public to invite them to purchase the shares or debentures of the company. So because private company don't issue shares to the public, to the general public, that's why that company don't require this document. So what is prospectus? Prospectus means any document which invites deposits from the public to purchase shares or debentures of a company. For example, you want to take admission in the school, you buy prospectus of the school. What is written in the prospectus? In prospectus, school's details are written, who is principal, who is chairman, what activities are going on in the school, and also what is the fee structure, what classes, what curriculum we are offering. So these things are written in the prospectus. For example, you want to buy shares in a company, then you should know the company's details. So then you buy the prospectus of the company to buy the shares of the company. So what main things are written in the prospectus? Number 1 is company's name and the address of its registered office, main object of the company, the number and the classes of the shares which they are offering to us. Qualification shares of the directors means how many shares are bought by the directors. Then the name and address of the directors, managing director or manager, the minimum subscription which is 90% of the size of the issue. This is a rule to the issue. Means if a company wants to issue the shares, minimum 90% shares should be subscribed by the public. This also you will learn afterwards when we will do formation of company. Number 7 is the time of opening and closing of the subscription list. For example, company is issuing the shares. On which date they are opening? and when they are closing the issue of the shares. So this will be mentioned so that we can buy the shares accordingly. The amount payable on the application and allotment of each shares of each class of shares. Underwriter to the issue. Underwriter is a person who helps in buying and sale of the shares. Merchant bankers to the issue. We always need a banker because when people buy the shares they deposit money, so deposit is done through the bank. So all these details are written in the prospectus. This is your homework. Kindly learn this topic and try to understand. If you have any queries, please ask me. I know this topic is very new to you and you may face difficulties, so kindly ask me if you don't understand anything, and must copy all the material which I have taught you in this video and learn this question, difference between memorandum and articles, and write it in your fair notebook.